Hey, we got another hot Saturday, and I'm pumped. You're listening to the I35 Realty Show, and we're going to have a hot show. I just can't wait to get into our special guest. We have Thomas Baird that's going to come in and share some great insights on some real estate stuff that we really have been talking about, dancing around, and I can't wait to hear from him. And you got me, your Central Texas Realtor for Keller Williams Realty, and Bill Vernon, and I'm just so pumped. We got Aaron. How you doing, Aaron? You doing good?
I'm doing great.
Hey, it's good. I can't wait to see Tan and yours review the movie of the week. And so everybody can check us out on KTIM, of course, on the internet. Get Tan and Aaron's review that I love to watch. And I ran into Tan, and Tan started giving me a review. I said, no. I got to see it on the computer. So you can reach out to me at 888-559-5217. And, of course, you can get us on radio at i35realty.com. Check us out on Facebook. Of course, you go Facebook/I35Realty. Get on our YouTube. You can listen to the past radio's programs. And after you listen to this one, you're going to want to go back to it and refer to it and probably share it with your friends. So you can look at that at YouTube/I35Realty, run that all together. And I look so forward to helping you out with your real estate needs. I want to help you with your, whether you're buying, selling, or investing in the Central Texas area. And again, I'm in all three MLSs, so therefore I can help you from the south of Hillsboro to the north of Georgetown and all points in between. So you want to give me a call again at 888-559-5217. Now, we got an action-packed show, so we're not going to take questions on the air, but we're going to bring now Thomas Baird on. How you doing, Mr. Baird? And I know you're going to correct me and tell me to call you Thomas. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. It's great to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
Hey, well, I appreciate you coming on because we know you're a very busy man, and as I'm about to point out, all about Thomas Baird, and I want you to know I went and got the best person to talk to us about this subject, and that is Thomas Baird. He graduated from the University of Texas Tech with his BA in 1975. University of Texas is where he got his JD in 77. He's a board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization in estate planning and probate law. He's residential real estate law, commercial real estate law, and farm and ranch real estate law. And then he's a fellow of the American College of Trust and Estate Counsel, super lawyer, in which he is. I love that term, super lawyer, each year since 2003 through 2014. Selected to be the best lawyer in America in the specialty of trusts and estates in 2007. He has extensive planning experience using retirement plans as alternative investments, including real estate and other non-traditional investments. And that's why we have you on today, Mr. Baird, is to talk about that. So, just real quick, not real quick, we're about to get in, deep and dirty here. Let's go with this question. Is it possible for me to purchase real estate using funds from my IRA?
Absolutely. It is. To do so, you've got to find a custodian who lets you have truly self-directed authority, including with real estate, private equity, loans, whatever. And there's about 20 of those types of custodians around the country. I've worked with about 4 or 5 of them. I have 1 or 2 that are my personal favorite right now, just because they give you the most flexibility. So it's a great mechanism. And actually, you can invest in real estate or other investments in 2 different ways. You can do it directly from your IRA, and that's Roth IRA, or your traditional IRA, and buy the property directly in your IRA, entitled in your IRA, or in some cases you can actually take your have your IRA or Roth IRA or combination of one or more form an LLC and contribute the money to the LLC, and you can actually be the manager of the LLC, with the members being the IRA managed by the custodian, but get what we sometimes call checkbook control, where you can actually make investments directly without having some of the extra red tape that you might have if you invested directly with your IRA or Roth IRA. So there's several different alternatives that can be done. I've done it personally. I've done it for probably 100 to 200 people, and it's worked very well in the right situation.
Yeah, and the reason and let's kind of slow down because, again, you're a high-acting attorney that knows all this stuff backwards and forwards. I have a little bit of knowledge on this, and I want to make sure that we kind of define some terms here. An IRA or IRA is what, sir?
Well, it's basically a trust created under the Internal Revenue Code that is for retirement, to put retirement funds in, and that you can make investments. Most of the IRAs are either with a bank, you might have a CD or money market fund, or if you're with a brokerage firm, you would invest in stocks and bonds. But those folks don't make money if you do something other than either CDs at the bank or stocks and bonds at the brokerage firm. So they don't have the personnel, the training, or the incentive to let you go off-road, so to speak. And these, I say, approximately 20 different custodians out there are really not run by brokerage firms or banks, although they may be affiliated with a bank in several cases. They're not selling products. They're not managing your investments. They're letting you put your money there, and if you want to buy real estate, they have a procedure. You instruct them. You send them all the paperwork. They sign off on it with with you having read and approved, and then they actually send the money to the title company, and the title company, through that purchasing or selling process, sends the titles of property in the name of the IRA. And so the IRA is really a retirement vehicle that most people use for stocks and bonds. Only about 2 to 3% of the retirement monies in IRAs or Roth IRAs are invested in alternative type investments like private equity, real estate, notes, things of that nature.
And to get a finer point, what are the benefits of you doing a self-directed IRA?
Well, the self-directed IRA, virtually every IRA you have is a self-directed IRA. It's just whether the custodian lets you invest in stocks and bonds, you can pick your stocks and bonds, or whether your custodian says you can pick stocks and bonds or real estate, or loan money to third parties, or invest in a startup business. So it's basically the custodian acts as the holder of the asset, and you give instructions to that custodian to do certain things. And so it's basically what you're doing is you're telling the IRA how to invest the money, the custodian of the IRA to invest the money. And so that's basically what it is. And so you can choose. Now, if you have expertise in real estate and you don't like the stock market, then you can tell your custodian, go buy this piece of property. There may be ORE from a bank that's had a foreclosure, or you might find a good deal because your realtor's going out there hunting for good deals and calls you up and says, hey, here's a good deal on property, can be bought right now. You can buy it for $50,000, and it needs about $10,000 to fix up, and you can buy it and fix it up, and hey, that property was worth $70,000, $80,000, and you can rent it out, or you can resell it, or anything like that.
And I think you're touching on something. When I usually see it is when I'm purchasing property for my buyers, and I'll see so and so has. I've seen the Roth. So and so's Roth owns this property. It might be a flip, but you also kind of hit on it that I can not just flip properties in this, but I can also hold properties.
Hold property for long term. And I have people who flip, and the people who buy and hold, and people who buy and hold, and then owner finance. I mean, all those, you got lots of alternatives there. And so it is basically what you like, what you want to deal with. I actually have a few realtors out there who are in the market all the time, and they're buying and selling all the time. Or maybe they're the guys that have been in the construction business and they understand that sort of thing. I have clients who actually find a way to go buy them at foreclosure sales and things of that nature. And they're always looking for deals, and they'll do a little bit and turn around and sell them in a month or a year or 6 months. And then some people buy it, and they like to just hold them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it comes down to your personal preference,
right?
What you want to do.
Yeah, and my listeners know that flipping is the F word on ours, and I'm a big hold person. But exactly, this vehicle. A self-directed IRA can be used for either philosophy of investment in real estate. Is this for everybody?
No, because if you don't love real estate, you don't like real estate, you don't want to have to deal with the problems that come with real estate, like dealing with leaky faucets or tenants that don't pay on time or roofs that leak from time to time, where you have to, make sure those things are taken care of. Some people just don't want to be bothered. They have no business buying real estate in their IRA unless they've got a property manager that will manage it for them, because you got to like and love real estate, understand real estate. But if you like real estate, it is a great vehicle, because most of people's wealth today is in their retirement plans, in IRAs and Roth IRAs. And so, and if you're used to making a 2 or 3, 4% return in the market, stock market, or the financial return markets, you can buy a piece of property, and if you can find it and you can spot a good deal, you think you can buy it under the value of the market, and you can increase the value because of your ingenuity, your understanding of the market, and you can get a return of 8 to 10% on the rents, and have appreciations and keep it for several years and sell it for a 10 or 15, 20% profit, you can get an overall return of 20, 30%, while you might have made 12% in the stock market.
Exactly. Here's something I'm wondering about. If my wife, Becky, and
right.
I have a self-directed IRA, can we both buy property together, and how would we do that?
Well, you could, just like if you and I bought a piece of property on individual names, we could just go 50-50, couldn't we? Or 75-25. Well, your IRA and her IRA could go in 50-50, 75-25, 90-10, or whatever you wanted to, and you could do it. But the key is there's some rules out there dealing with disqualified persons and prohibited transactions. And if you're going to own more than 50% or more of the property, or you and your family members, parents, children, etc., are going to own more than 50% or more of the transaction, any kind of combination, you must buy the interest simultaneously. And that's just one of the rules. Now, why is that a rule? I don't know, but that's the rule.
There's a rule, and we have to force it. And that's something I want to kind of do right now. I jumped in this real quick because I was so excited that you and I need to do a little disclaimer here. You and I are talking in general here. There's
right.
a lot of information and, like you said, a lot of rules that, if you're super interested in doing this, audience, you need to give Thomas Bear a call. Where would they reach out to you?
They could call me at 254-743-7310. That's my direct number at the office, 254-743-7310. And there are several books out there, materials that may want to read up and study on. There's one called IRA Wealth. You can buy it at Amazon by Patrick Rice. IRA Wealth. It's about $8 to $10. I've read it about 10 times. I actually keep a few copies around the office, and people come in. I say, "Here, I'm going to give you the overview, but go read the book. And when you've read the book, come back, and then we'll talk." Because it's a different mindset you got to have, and there's some rules you got to go through. And if you play by the rules, it's a license to steal legally, morally, and ethically. If you don't follow the rules, it's a disaster.
You're right. And I just love what you just said. Folks, this is how we can really build a lot of wealth. And it's just, again, mind-blowing to me how many people kind of miss on this opportunity. And our biggest enemy, of course, we're talking about rules and doing this and that. I think our biggest enemy, Thomas, and I think you'll agree with me, is time. We can really use time to our benefit here to make fabulous wealth that can be passed on for generations.
I've had people that start out with 50, 100,000, 200,000 in an IRA in a matter of 4 or 5 years, turned in 4 or 5 times that amount of money.
Yeah, did you hear that, folks? How fabulously wealthy you can become and just be, well, you can just be a real estate agent in the Central Texas area. And I love Thomas. For instance, Thomas taught me to give people books. Guess who he gave books to when I go and Thomas is my attorney. Another disclosure there is, guess who I go and have all my legal work done. So I want to make that disclosure because Thomas slid that book across the table one day, and I will do the same thing when people come to me, is slide those books across there. Well, Thomas, can we just use any IRA funds can we use our funds to pay off my personal mortgage? Or
Absolutely not. That's one of those rules. There's no self-dealing. The rules provide that you cannot self-deal. You can't buy and sell yourself. You can't get a personal benefit. You can't deal with your parents. You can't deal with your spouse. You can't deal with your children or their spouses. You've got to deal with third parties. Sometimes you can deal with siblings, brothers and sisters. And a prohibited transaction is any transaction where 2 or more disqualified persons are involved in the transaction. And a disqualified person is the custodian, not a problem. The IRA itself, the beneficiary, which would be you, your spouse, your children, your parents, and your children's spouses, and entities that you have an ownership interest in, those are all disqualified persons. And if you do a transaction between your IRA and an entity that you own, that's a prohibited transaction. If you do, your IRA buys a rent house and you lease it to your daughter to go to college, that's a prohibited transaction. Now, can you buy a house in your IRA in Waco or Bryan College Station or Austin and lease it to your child's friends? Absolutely. No problem. Can your child kind of run roughshod and make sure they get tenants and that the people who will pay and that can kind of keep an eye on the place for you kind of from a distance? Absolutely. But they can't benefit from it personally, nor can you benefit from it personally. You got to deal with third parties. That's just the rules.
Oh, can my IRA get involved in any loans or anything like that?
Yes. In fact, in my IRA, I buy real estate. I loan money to builders to do like interim constructions to build spec homes, buy some lots sometimes. Every once in a while, I'll buy a lot, and then I'll try to mark it up and then sell it to a builder. I've bought property, held it for a while, turned around and sold it, owner financed it. I mean, that's for a profit and get an interest rate. A pretty cool thing to do. I've taken my IRA has taken options on property because I thought, I hear that rumbling that Walmart may be coming down here, so I've gone out and taken an option on 5 or 10 acres of land at what I thought by the acre, with the idea that if Walmart comes in and the price goes by the foot, then I can exercise my option and buy the land and turn around and sell to somebody else for a very significant profit. I've done that several times. It doesn't happen every day, but when it happens just right, it's really, really cool.
Right, it is. It's a great option for us. And Thomas, if you can give us your phone number one more time for people to get with you, I'd appreciate it.
254-743-7310.
And, of course, you got your realtor right here to help you find that stuff. Hey, Thomas, I really appreciate you showing up on the show this Saturday and taking time talking to us about really a complicated, again, we only have a 30-minute show, but this is kind of a complicated but yet a very profitable vehicle. Can we have you back and come and discuss another great option
sure.
in the future about 1031 exchanges?
Oh, I'd love to talk about 1031 exchanges.
Yeah, and I look forward to having you back on the show. Again, we had a great guest, Thomas Baer. You have a great Saturday, Thomas, and we look forward to having you back on the show.
You bet. Well, thank you for asking me, and y'all have a great day.
We'll talk to you later, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey. Again, you're listening to Bill Vernon, your Keller Williams Realty agent. My mind's blown whenever I hang out with Thomas. I go in my legal work and I just sit there and quiz him. Now, he's not free. Thomas isn't free. I pay for his counsel, but he is just a phenomenal person with a lot of info that can help you become a great real estate magnate. And by the way, not help you protect those assets so you're not getting those taxes hit. Now, you can call me if you have any more questions about any of this at 888-559-5217. Of course, check us out at radio at i35realty.com. And we've ate up a lot of time here on, and so what I want to tell you is you need to check out our website at i35realty.com so that you can see what properties we have out there for you. Again, I want you to give me a call. This is a great time to be involved in real estate. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. Any time is a great time to be involved in real estate. I'm not one of these people that believes in market timing of real estate. You just need to change your strategy, have the information in front of you so that you're making good, educated, well-sound decisions. And again, that's where people like a lot of times people hire me and they're wondering why they're paying those commissions and et cetera like that. I think after you sit down with me, you're going to see that one of the reasons you're paying those commissions is I sit down and hang out with people like Thomas Bear and other great agents to understand exactly how to best service you as my client for life. You'll find out when you're sitting down talking to me that I am going to bring to the table the knowledge that you need to make those educated decisions, so you don't feel like you're going to be taken advantage of or you're going to be lost in the woods. No, you're going to pretty much know how to execute. Well, I'm going to be honest, a very sophisticated but yet a great tool to build wealth in a self-directed IRA. But if you just need to sell your house, is because you're planning on just flat out retiring and moving to the Poconos, or I don't know where us Texans retire anymore. It's amazing when I'm helping people where they're all going. But I am here to help you out with that. And again, you can reach me at 888-559-5217, and we can sit there and talk. And that's something else I want to talk to you about is expectations. We need to, I'm seeing this a lot, we got to make sound business decisions without emotion. And it'd be great if we had some other agents in here to kind of talk about this. Some of them will just flat out tell you, we act on emotions. We don't act on logic. We act on emotions. And but with that said, we need to make those emotional decisions based in some reality. I can't. I'm trying to remember one of my favorite little things. They'll tell you we build our castles in the sky on a sound foundation on earth, and that's what I'm going to bring to you as an agent is that sound foundation so that you can build your dreams on that involved in real estate. So I always want to ask you this. If you're wanting to buy, sell, and invest in real estate, give me a call because I want to be your agent. And if you know somebody that I need to know to help them with their real estate needs in buying, selling, or investing, give me a call. I'd love to help people. Your referral to other people is much more than any postcard I can send or paper ad I can put in there. If you go, I've been listening to Bill for the last 3 or 4 months over there on KTIM, and sounds like a really together guy. Once you give him a call, that goes a lot further than even me knocking on the door that first time. Your referrals are just as powerful as anything that I could possibly do. I want to talk about some of our great listings real quick because Aaron's starting to show me some time going there. We want to look at coming soon on Eddie. It's 837 West 3rd Street. This is a great either downsizing or beginning buying your houses because it's $1,276 on the square footage, 3-2 bath, well-maintained house. Love this house. Love the floors. We were in it, and it has some great floors. Kind of gave me some ideas for my house. Another great house we got. If you're thinking of retiring, is this one in Axtell. It's 13364 East Highway 84. Love this. 2.5 bath, 7648 on the square footage, 16 acres and 16.82 acres. Has barns, chutes for the cattle or whatever critters you want. Has 2 ponds, beautiful ponds. I'm telling you, every time I drive past there, and it's gotten hot here in August. You just drive past those ponds. My kids were in the car the other day, and they were like, "Can we go swimming?" And I was like, "No, not today." That is how inviting these ponds are. Stocked with bass. They'll come nibble on your feet. And we're asking $299.9 for that one. We got this house on Bel Air, 1308 on the square footage. Great price. We're just talking about rental properties that you can put in an IRA. Here you go. $79.9 is what they're asking. This is 711 Bel Air Drive. You can walk either to Nolan High School. Let's try Nolan. I'm about to call it a middle school. That's about to date me. And guess where I went to middle school? Is there. And then I went to Ellison. But you can walk to Crawford. And that's a great house. Very well maintained. Has a shop in it. Beautiful landscaping. You need to give me a call. Topaz Circle in Hewitt, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, is $1,554 on the square footage. And we're asking $139.9 for this house. We really love the floor plan on that one. And let's go to West Hill, 243 West Hill in Hewitt. That's a 3-2, $1,527 on the square footage, $121.9 for that one. Love that house. That, folks, I'm telling you right now, that is the steal of a deal. Again, another great house that you can buy, put in the vehicle that Thomas Baird was talking about as rental income, and you're going to make out like, I'm just telling you, it's just priced to sell. Then let's go to Moody. I love this house. We just showed it yesterday evening, and I'm just walking through it. It has solid, because it was built in 1923, solid doors, still has the knobs on there. Love this house. Has central AC and heat, and it's priced great. It's at $55,000. It's 3-1, and has a couple of sheds. Big lot. You need to go look at it. My favorite house that we have on here. Well, really, as you can tell, I kind of like them all, don't I? Well, I really love this house because it has massive space, and it's at a great price at $128.5. And Copper's Cove, it's 3, 2.5, $21.08. Plenty of space for you guys to spread out. Well, let's come closer to the radio station and closer to home. And we got a great building lot over on Salado Drive. It's 15783. It's a half acre in a gated community. We're asking $12.5 for that. You really need to, if you're thinking of building, want to hang out over there in that area, it's a great buy. Let's go to another one. I'm about to say it again. My favorite, and what I'm going to tell you, every time I start reading these, I go, that's my favorite house because of this, that, or the other. And this is a great house. Got mother-in-law quarters, $179.9 on the square, or that's what we're asking for. It's $26.50 on the square footage. 4, 2.5 bath on Las Cruces, just right off of Midway. 3106 is the address. You need to give me a call at 888-559-5217 to either talk to me about buying these properties or listing your property for sale. Great day today. I really love this show. I hope you loved it. I can't wait to talk to you next Saturday. We're going to have a special guest at the end of the month, a charity that I really love. And I look forward to talking to you again about real estate. If you want to talk to me directly, give me a call, 888-559-5217. You've been listening to the I-35 Realty Show this Saturday, and we look forward to talking to you next Saturday.